And unless they ran me off the road, they're not really going to catch me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I've just got Lizzie saying that. It was the Olivia Corbell documentary with BBC Panorama that I'd done. Some of you mightn't have watched this. Some of you might have. I've tried that podcasting, mate. All the podcasters don't like. And the majority of the people that you podcasting are ex-criminals, aren't they? They call themselves reformed criminals, but they're still eating with criminals. They still associate with criminals. So with what I'm doing towards the organised crime groups, no one's quite willing to sit down with me from that category, if you like. So unless I was targeting a different category, I wouldn't really be successful in crime doing podcasting. Because, as I say, 99% of the reformed individuals that you see on your screens aren't reformed. They're not reformed. They eat well because they're getting funded, they get money off their old associates. Or do you understand what I'm saying to you? CDH, what's the podcast called? Liverpool Cartel, I think. Can anyone on here remember what the podcast was? I'm only in there for like 15 minutes or something, mate. Yes, Mark. Laggy. Yeah, so that's my intentions, people. I'm going to start screaming about the rats in Liverpool again. I'm going to start exposing them. You know, they're opening big boss clubs, fully refurbished in the city centre of Liverpool. You know, they've got the money laundering outlets within the city of Liverpool that these dealers use is massive. They've got them all over the place. Allerton Road, Matthew Street, smack bang on the Dock Road, everywhere. Do you understand what I'm saying? Darren, do you think there will ever be zero tolerance on knives? First thing they want to do, so look, we always hear, and this is what they say, it doesn't matter, they can get knives out your kitchen. Now, if you go and look at the majority of the people that are being maimed or fatally wounded through knives, I'd say 1% are happening with kitchen knives. The other 99% are happening with knives that's coming across the internet. Now, just like the governments can stop the sale of illegal substances on the internet, they can click the finger and stop the sale of knives. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Now, it's up to the government to put a stop to the sale of Rambos like this that's coming through the internet. And a lot of time, the youth, they're quite clever, they're brainy. They won't get them sort of articles sent to address. They'll get them sent to a post office. So I can go on this internet now and go, order so many knives. And instead of getting them sent to my address, get them sent to the local post office or a post office in the next borough. Go to that post office when they've arrived and pick them up. That's how easy it is. The government can stop that. They can stop it. But it's like they're not willing to do it. It's like they could have stopped the spice. They could have stopped the balloons. They could have stopped all sorts. They refused to do so until legislation is brought in through politics. But we all know that politics... I only asked the question because they were my brother's enemies. So that documentary, people, is called The Cause That Killed Olivia Corbell. It's on BBC iPlayer. I don't know what it was Daisy made, but obviously I only asked the question because they were my brother's enemies. I don't know, I never seen it. So the documentary on Panorama is The Cause That Killed Olivia Corbell. Now, just to get me... Now, I went into the city, and you only see me on that documentary for about 10 or 15 minutes. But I was in the city for 6 hours. I was on the Grisdale estate for an hour and 10 minutes, talking about all sorts, but they never used it. I was all over the place. 6 hours content or something like that they got off me, but they only used 15 minutes of it. And all the nitty-gritty stuff they never put in the documentary. I don't know why, it must have been for legal matters or whatever, but the efforts they went to, because they, as legal members of the public, look on the situation as very, very dangerous for me. Whereas I don't. I don't see it as dangerous. It is what it is. If they're going to come and get me, they're going to come and get me, aren't they? At least if I am gotten, I'm gotten doing a positive thing. So look, years ago, the way I was carrying on, get shot dead, another gangster shot dead, 2 years later forgotten. Oh, he was a madman. Oh, he was violent. Oh, he done this, he done that, he done that. He deserves to be where he deserves to be. If I get shot dead tomorrow, it's a different legacy. Completely different legacy from what it was years ago. As I say, years ago, participating in that, I would have just been put to bed. 2 years later, no one would speak about me. Other than family members who were... Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, what I've been doing for the last 6 years, I've got into the minds of kids as young as 10. I've got videos over the years where I've had children with the dads scream and choose a life, not a knife on video and sending me them. Now, them children, 8, 9, 10, they're going to grow up and they're going to remember me and that phrase. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? There's loads of lads out there. There's loads of people out there. Now, if I was to get shot dead tomorrow, it's a completely different legacy. And that legacy is choose a life, not a knife, United Kingdom. And people don't really listen until you go quiet. I've learned that. If I was to go ghost tomorrow, people would start talking within a week. Where's he gone? Where's choose a life, not a knife? What? How come he's gone quiet? What's happened? And there's just a fury of conversation. So if I'm shot dead tomorrow, that's when the message of choose a life, not a knife will get the reckoning it deserves. So it's a different legacy. Years ago, I would have been shot dead as a horrible, violent gangster. Now, if I'm shot dead, I would have been shot dead as an activist trying to protect the youth in the city of Liverpool by screaming, choose a life, not a knife. And there's a lot of people that crave a legacy that I'm leaving behind. You've got people deliberately trying to create legacies and they'll never get one. My one's being created right before my eyes. You don't even know it. And it's not deliberate. It's just happening around me. Anyway, so the first thing the government can do is ban the sale of them sort of knives in the United Kingdom. Around the fucking world, if I'm honest. But you're the United Kingdom.